Hey guys, want to bring you another YouTube video of the DNC recap of day one. I didn't watch the whole thing because, well, some of it was not very interesting, I thought, and the way things were presented. And the other thing is, it ran pretty long. One of the other things was some of the misinformation because on my phone, I was getting alerts of catch Joe Biden to give his farewell speech beginning of the DNC, which I was going to see, but he was not on there. It was so um I got clips of certain things I wanted to touch on, and the theme you'll probably see what the theme is, um, and go from there. So this obviously the DNC is actually happening in Chicago. And obviously, right here you see is Steve Kerr, our U.S. head coach for the Olympic men's basketball team. We won gold. Appreciate his service on that, on helping. Um, but I mean, his speech wasn't bad if we're going to try to be honest. But the substance, I mean, I can't say I would agree. But I mean, if he's not a coach, I could see him try and run one day or something. But let's play a clip of it of what I kind of disagree.
And as an American, I believe in a certain kind of leadership. I believe that leaders must display dignity.
So he touched on dignity. Obviously, he's talking about Trump. Um, yeah, he does know about leadership because he's a coach. So he does know leadership. I'll give him that. And he had one of the greatest coaches of all time, Phil Jackson, in Chicago. So he's playing the crowd. So we'll continue.
I believe that leaders must tell the truth.
Okay, so telling the truth of your leaders. Um, I can't say Kamala Harris has told the truth. I can't say Joe Biden has told the truth. So it is part of politics. I don't ever think, and if you ever believe in your leaders in the office is telling the truth 100% of the time, then you gotta tell the truth to yourself that that's not going to ever happen.
I believe that leaders should be able to laugh at themselves.
Which Trump had The Apprentice. He's had shows and he's able to laugh at himself. He's told jokes, and obviously he's used that against the media. Just like where some of these people think that he joked with Sean Hannity using the word dictatorship. So that's why, yeah, I don't think it was smart for him to use that because that's what the left use that clip over and over saying, see, he said dictator. He wants to be a dictator.
I believe leaders must care for and love the people they are leading.
So, I mean, biggest thing, Trump took a bullet for democracy. Uh, I don't know what you could say. I mean, he's a billionaire. He doesn't have to do this if he didn't love this country or think there's anything wrong. I mean, he could sit back and relax like Joe Biden. He could take a long vacation. He could do absolutely nothing because he's rich. But again, like the amount of money that he gets from the White House, it's a drop in the bucket for him. It's nothing to him. So I don't see another reason why I don't agree on that part.
I believe leaders must possess knowledge and expertise, but with the full awareness that none of us has all the answers.
I could agree with that. Yeah, Lear's not going to have all the answers, but he does the points that he made, like the border, he ended up being right. Some of the things he brought up actually ended up being right. And look at Jamie Dimon from If you don't know who he is the CEO of Chase. And so he agreed in that part. And so the other thing is, yeah, as a leader, you're probably going to ask some of your advisors for guidance. And the thing is, when Trump asked Dr. Fauci, as a good example, for guidance during the pandemic, that is one thing. You can't say he did not try.
And in fact, some of the best answers often come from members of the team. And if you look for those qualities in your friends or your boss or an employee or your child's teacher or your mayor, then shouldn't you want those same qualities in your president?
So I'll end it there. That's about all he has. Um, those are the qualities he wants from the president. I'll admit that it's a lot of people how they feel about Trump, but they don't talk about policies. And there's nothing of substance about policies. So we'll move on to the next person. Again, you'll see. Like I said, there is a theme that the DNC and the Democrats are going to run with. So this person, UAW president. So Sean Fan, I got it ready. Pretty much there's some stuff I don't know if he said it correctly or got some information mixed up, but this is where I didn't know or understood.
Look at the track record. When Donald Trump was president, corporate America ran wild.
So I think he's referencing corporate went wild is when um, during COVID, if that's what he's referring to, or the tax breaks. Again, the tax breaks helped to stimulate the economy, to be able to hope to have more research and development or bring more jobs and stuff like that.
Donald Trump did not bring back the auto industry.
So that could be true or not, but we'll look more into this.
When Donald Trump was president, auto plants closed. Trump did nothing. Trump told workers in Lordstown, Ohio.
So I can't tell if he meant Youngstown or Lordstown. So there is importance in that.
That he would be bringing all the auto jobs back. And Trump did nothing. In 2019.
So he says 2019, pay attention to this. So obviously Trump was in office.
General Motor workers went on strike for 40 days for good jobs and a better life. And Trump did nothing. Talk is cheap. But in 2019, you know who was on the picket line standing shoulder to shoulder with auto workers? I'll give you a clue. Her initials are Kamala Harris.
And those are initials.
In 2023, who helped bring jobs back to Lordstown, Ohio? Kamala Harris. And in 2024, who will stand with the working class in our fight for justice? Kamala Harris.
All right, so let's see. All right, I Googled. Obviously, it's at UAW. And you could do this. When did GM workers go on strike? That is actually trending when you put this in. I'm assuming because of him. People were researching. All right, so that's good if people were researching. So in 2023, United Auto Workers members went on strike against GM on September 15 after their contracts expire. The strike was the first time the UAW went on strike against all three major U.S. automakers. So, and that was right here, 2023, right? Um, I remember that because I was an adjuster for an insurance company, and there was a supply chain issue. A lot of the body shops could not repair cars for our customers. I remember that because it was very tough to get anything done. And for him to say that this was under Donald Trump's watch was incorrect. Because here are some key events from the 2023 strike. So unless Google is wrong, there's not here. Except, yeah, I did see began in 2019. 45. So again, he forgot about last year also then, if that's the case. I didn't see this. So it sounds like they went on strike two times within 4 years. So that's a strike on both parties, I would say. You can't say that one party did more than the other at this point. But the more recent one that I remember that affected more because I was actually in the industry dealing with this, with the insurance on getting cars repairs, was really difficult. Next, I had to search jobs buying Brock back to Youngstown, Ohio. This was hard, but I did because there is a fact checking claims about auto jobs. Um, but I was trying to find something more recent, and it looks like there was one here. Biden awards 1.7 billion to boost electric vehicle. But one class here, you could research. Let's see. Let's type out Youngstown. Nothing pops up. That's what I'm saying. That is probably the article from Youngstown, but it's not. Seems like it's awarded to that city. Now, Lordstown, I found something down here. Biden praises UAW pack with Ultima's Lordstown plant. Clicked on that. Yeah, there was jobs created here. And that was June 17, 2024. So that's a more recent one. Um, so that I could say, yeah, that kind of makes sense. That's Ultimate Workers organized with the UAW in late 2022. So yeah, I'll give them credit with Biden. So that part sounds like right. So I don't know if the gentleman meant Lordstown, not Youngstown, but again, JD Vance is going to try to bring more jobs to Youngstown. We'll see if they do get in office. And then last but not least, so again, he's saying that Trump did nothing. I guess we'll see. I know he's was trying to work with the auto and bring back manufacturing from China on that and some from Mexico. So this one, obviously, a lot of people think of her as one of the faces of the Democratic Party. Um, Personally, I don't like her of what her beliefs are, and we'll break it down on her speech. Also, reason why I think it's important because especially day one, um, is because this is a glimpse of the future because her beliefs are more in line with Bernie Sanders, Kamala Harris, and Tim Walz.
Before us, a rare and precious opportunity. In Kamala Harris, we have a chance to elect a president who is for the middle class.
Okay, so she is right. Kamala Harris could be the first African American slash part Asian because she's Indian descent, and woman to be the first president in that. So she can be barrier like Barack Obama in that sense. Now, and I probably gonna break down certain thoughts and reveal who's I voted for in the past. Again, I would say I have no problem voting for a woman for president, but I don't. I like Tulsi. After hearing her, I think she's would be a good candidate eventually. Um, I could see her one day trying to run. That's scary to me. I don't think Kamala Harris should be in the history books of being the first woman president. Um, because if you're the first, there's a lot more pressure, and if you're not good, then people are going to compare you to that person. Because that's the thing. Like I've heard that a couple of times. Like if it's an African American, are you going to be the next Barack Obama, or can you live up to Barack Obama in that sense? Her, she's out there.
because she is from the middle class. She understands the urgency of rent checks and groceries and
So in my other video, Kamala Harris does not understand economics again. She does not understand groceries. That was the cause of Biden and Kamala Harris. So don't say that. That's a lie. But I will admit Kamala Harris acknowledged it finally. But to fix it, it's going to not be what you're suggesting. It's not going to help.
prescriptions. She is as committed to our reproductive and civil rights as she is to taking on corporate greed.
So if that's important to you, abortion. I have no argument with you on that. Yeah, then if that is your number one thing, that's Kamala Harris then. The corporate greed, I don't know about that because she didn't do much in that sense. As like if you look at her track record, I don't think she's won so many cases that way. So she's taking on, but she hasn't won, I believe.
And she is working tirelessly to secure a ceasefire in Gaza and bringing hostages home.
So you've had almost 10 months. It's August, and this all started. So that war is almost October of last year. What have you been doing all this time? That's my question. If you're saying you're trying to bring the hostage and all that, that's why there's a riot and protests outside of the convention.
In Kamala Harris, I see a leader who understands. I see a leader with a real commitment to a better future for working families.
So I don't agree with that because I am part of the working family. And under Trump, I was doing better. I can tell you that financially. Um, and my wife was able to stay at home. While now I actually had to start looking at side gigs again, um, with like Uber Eats, maybe, and stuff like that. What was it? What was the other thing? Looking at any part-time job that will work. And part of this speech, she does talk about working Americans have to go back after being retired or something like that. So, yeah, that's the cause from the Biden and Harris.
And Chicago, we have to help her win. Because we know that Donald Trump would sell this country for $1 if it meant lining his own pockets and greasing the palms of his Wall Street friends.
He doesn't have any Wall Street friends as much as the Democrats do. Again, there is a meme and stuff like you can actually follow Nancy Pelosi's trading. They got more. The Democrats line more with Wall Street at this point, and you can even Google like the median income for the Democrats compared to Republicans. And so can't really that argument is debunked on that, and the elites fall more on the left. Um, and look at Hunter Biden. So I mean, he had more business and lined up because of his dad. And so, yeah, Trump does more domestic business. So you can't say it's lined up with international or anything like that.
And I, for one, am tired of hearing about how a two-bit union buster thinks of himself as more of a patriot than the woman who fights every single day to lift working people out from under the boots of greed, trampling on our way of life.
All right, so I'll end it there. Obviously, she doesn't speak for me. And there's a video of Trump when he went to the Bronx. There are some people that don't like it. Um, was yeah, Alexandra OC. So yeah, AOC is out there. Um, hopefully she never becomes president or vice president because again, they're pushing more socialism or communism at this point. They don't talk about the policy on day one. Um, I didn't want to watch Hillary speech, but she did talk, and Biden did talk. He did talk at, depending on your time zone, his time zone was 11:30. Most of East Coast was already in bed. He should have been in bed, to be honest. Um, but there at the convention was 10:30, so they ran pretty late. Uh, and let's see what else was. Yeah, those were the other two that I could have reviewed. I heard the snippets and stuff like that, but it was same thing. I would say Biden had a hard time giving a speech. I don't know if it was because it was late or again, just like his debate formats, it was very tough for him. I did see he teared up a little bit behind as his back was turned from the crowd, but like I said, being unbiased. I would say AOC could get a crowd going, especially with her type of people, with the Democrats. Steve Kerr, I thought was decent in giving a speech, but again, both of them didn't give substance. They could work the crowd and stuff like that. Um, and then a union worker, like I said, I don't know if some of that information could be misunderstood or timeline is incorrect. So that's what I would say. It's going to be interesting with day 2 and 3, 4. So it ends on Thursday. I'll see how this video does. If you guys like it, let me know. Go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe to our channel. My question for you is, what do you, if you're a Republican, are you watching the DNC just to see what's going on, what type of theme? We could kind of see what theme it is, um, and the way things are going. So Barack Obama is supposed to talk day 2. I'll probably want to catch that and see if there's any other interesting speech to review. All right. And Thanks for watching if you stuck it through, and together we could build a better tomorrow. Thanks.